Watching an anime for the first time is like entering a brand new world because you wish you could be the story's protagonist or at least have the unique powers that the people in the anime own. But the sad truth about the matter is, that wish will never come true. That's because we live in a world that just contains normal human beings. Even though that may be, I still choose to live in this world that we currently have because I don't want some demon just come out of nowhere, you know, kill me while I'm taking a shit. Honestly, that does not sound like the most pleasantly thing in the world I've ever heard of, but yeah, I don't want that. Yes, becoming a demon slayer would be pretty badass, but there's always that possibility of becoming a side character either dies or takes a lot of damage, and I personally don't want to die either of those ways, so I choose, you know, to stay in this world like I've been saying. Though the idea of being an anime would be kind of cool and would have its benefits as well, it's just that we already know that feeling of what it would be like because of anime. For example, when watching anime, you already know what the goal and setting are. This allows for you to see how cool it would be if you were in that anime. So thanks to anime, we all know if we were in Attack on Titan, most of us would probably be dead. If you don't agree with that, then I'm sorry, you ain't Levi. That's just straight up truth. Anime is just a bundle because it contains three major things that you get from it. The first being that it changes you. The second being that you get a community, of course, opening up to new possibilities for you and meeting new people. And the third is happiness. That last one was kind of corny, so just forget I just said that. Erase it from your mind right now, please. I'm begging you. The one I'm talking about today is how an anime can change someone, and that's where we get into our main point of this video. The thing that I'm specifically talking about today is how anime has changed me for the better.
So gone, no, I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back.
Do you guys remember when waking up as a kid and just staying up past your bedtime, then going to the TV, like either downstairs or just walking to it and turning it on, and there it was. Dragon Ball Z and all of its glory, and when you saw it, you couldn't help but just get hyped, jump on the couch, jump on your bed, and just go insane. And honestly, I'm just gonna say it, the opening still slaps today.
Nothing ever dies, we will rise again. Don't stop, we're in luck now. Don't stop, keep your spirit proud.
And if you guys don't agree with that, then you're low-key just lying, straight up lying. And Dragon Ball Z was actually technically my first anime, or Pokemon, and I'm not counting Pokemon because Pokemon I was kind of also watching at the same time. I was both back and forth with them, but Pokemon also kind of more of a cartoon these days than an anime. Even though it's still an anime, I still consider it one. Don't get all mad in the comments thinking that I don't think it's an anime. I do. I just think Dragon Ball Z was more of what I've gotten into as a real anime instead of Pokemon, even though I think the old Pokemon was really fucking good as well. Though Dragon Ball Z was my first anime, it would have been one of my lasts for a while because I got heavy into gaming, and you know, it was kind of that age where you got into gaming heavy into like the Xbox or the PlayStation. Either way, you just kind of got it heavy into it. If you didn't, then I'm sorry to hear that. And when I got back into anime, it was the end of 2019 when someone was talking about My Hero Academia.
Boy, if you don't.
And I don't care what anyone says. My Hero slaps. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fan base, I think most people would agree with that. Or watch the show. If you haven't watched the show, I would watch it. My Hero Academia, to me, in my opinion, and I mean my opinion, is absolutely phenomenal. Make sure you guys go check it out if you haven't. The fan base, you don't have to be associated with it. I'm not associated with it. Actually, there's some cool My Hero fans that you can talk to that will legitimately not be weird about it. And those people are kind of cool. So maybe the community could be kind of cool to you. So just make sure you guys check that out. Please, I highly recommend you guys watch it if you guys haven't watched it. And I'm just going to say it beforehand, which you guys probably already know. There's going to be spoilers like about clips, about certain things I'm going to be saying in these sections. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled about a certain anime, just skip over it and move on. And then come back maybe one day when you watch it. I don't know. And this is your last and final warning. The most important thing My Hero Academia had taught me was to be more grateful for everything I have, especially when people don't have the same thing as you or have it worse than you. The part that actually showed me this was the beginning, because Midori was in a percentage of people that didn't have a quirk, and his dream was destroyed because of it. He wanted to become a hero just like All Might, but he quickly found out just because of some weird ass bone that he does not have a quirk, and it's sad, and that's the moment he gets broken. But that still didn't stop him from trying to save Bakugo, and even when he was quirkless, and All Might saw his bravery after even shutting his dreams down and saying you're a complete worthless piece of shit, and that's basically who you are. Try becoming a cop, basically crushing his entire goal, stomping on it and everything. He just did the complete opposite of what a #1 hero should do, but he gave him a realistic goal because he saw him in that state, and he was not having it, bro. He was not having it with this kid. And even though his dream was almost crushed by All Might, he still had the mentality of a hero, and he went to go save him. And that's when All Might was there, got this boost of power, and said, thank you for encouraging me to get better. And he showed him this quirkless kid is actually more of a hero than anyone else. Gives him his power.
Eat this! To inherit my power, you've got to swallow some of my DNA. That's how it works.
And the reason this relates to what I'm saying about gratefulness is because every single time he hits a new milestone, he looks back on that moment and completely thanks All Might for everything he's done. Multiple times, he thinks back about how hard it was, but how happy he was and how grateful he was to All Might. The second thing I learned after that was to be yourself rather than what people expect of you. Learning this was also very important to me, and maybe even some of you, and this may even be the most important thing to you guys, because having people have expectations of you can definitely put some pressure or even a lot of pressure on you. And that's just how every human being, there are always going to be expectations, and you're trying to hit them, but sometimes you can't, and it fucks with you mentally, and you don't want that. Nobody wants that. And I'm just going to say it. It's not worth it to put that much pressure on you, especially if you can't handle it. But you know, your boy always can, even though when I have that pressure, like I was saying earlier, don't look at me like that. I'm telling you, don't look at me like that. Because if you look at me like that, it's just going to make me mad and acting like you guys don't believe me. Because of course you guys believe me, right? But the thing that actually taught me this was Todoroki's situation with his father and his mother. His mother poured water on him, and she poured the water on him because Todoroki resembled his father. And he also put the pressure of being the #1 hero on him so much, and he turned into someone that he really honestly did not like. And this forced him to be something that he didn't want to be. He had so much pressure on him that he didn't even use his father's quirk anymore.
It's yours! Your quirk, not his!
And he wanted to show people that he could be better than his father with his mother's quirk. And which honestly, Midoriya saved him from that trouble past, saying it's actually his quirk, and they go into an epic battle, which almost gets them both killed. But obviously, Midoriya probably would have won that battle. He probably would have crushed him, sent him out of the ring, and won. But he didn't, and Todoroki won. Because of this important moment that Midoriya gave him, he was able to be himself, be someone that he wanted to be the hero that he wanted to become, and he now continues a path that's even better. And this is definitely a huge thing to learn, because you finally learn things can get a lot easier, and you tend to do a lot better in life rather than having somebody that's always in the back of your head telling you you got to do more, you have to do more. What you have to do more. You always want to push yourself, but don't overload yourself where you are physically looking bad. The third and final thing I'm going to be talking about is somehow My Hero Academia was able to boost my optimism more than it already was. And I know that sounds weird coming out of my mouth, because most people are optimistic, but I am an optimistic guy, and I'm a really optimistic guy. I always look at the good side of things, because I always have hope for everything. That's just how I am. I don't know why. But the reason why it boosted it is because of the many opportunities that the show gives Midoriya and many other characters. For example, Midoriya was able to defeat Overhaul because of Aries' power, rewinding his body back to where it was, before it was broken, each time he used 100%. And honestly, that fight was spectacular. Loved that fight. Probably my favorite fight in the show, obviously. For that entire arc is probably my favorite in the show so far, because the music was... on spot. The fights were amazing. Everything was phenomenal. Kirishima, oh my gosh, dude, everything was amazing. And another moment is when Bakugo was saved from All For One in the League of Villains, because this was a moment where they absolutely had no idea how they were going to save him, and that they were going balls deep into the lair, and they were like, okay, we got this. And then they figured out a plan, save him. Hey! All Might was able to use 100% of his power. Well, not really, you know, just, I don't know, 50%, so he doesn't hurt the woman.
Show the world how pitiful you really are. Symbol of peace.
Keep going! All Might! We need you!
75, maybe. I'm not sure. He couldn't use 100 because he would destroy the entire city, of course, he said previously. But this is probably one of the greatest fights in all of anime against two people who built up. Because technically, All Might's the god of the show, and All For One is the guy that is going against God. And they're both, like, really powerful, but they're both really injured. So you're wondering who would really win. All Might obviously wins the fight.
United States of
You see him later on in the show. Honestly, a spectacular fight. 10 out of 10. Love the fights in this show. Probably one of my favorite shows of all time.
次は君だ。
The next anime I watched right after that was none other than Naruto. And I honestly quickly fell in love with Naruto, obviously, for many of reasons. Which one of them is actually because Naruto is one of a kind. And honestly, I don't think you'll find any show like it. Because once you watch Naruto, you'll understand what I mean. But you should watch it if you haven't. If you don't like it, I'm sorry to hear that. You guys just don't understand, I guess, the Naruto understandings of many other people. But I think it's a phenomenal show nonetheless. But this show more taught me of life lessons rather than giving me more personality traits or, like, boosting them. And I really can't extend that because it's more like... once you're in the situation, you know what to do, and thanks to Naruto, I know that. And I'm just gonna give you a little bit of Naruto. Naruto started off as some childish kid who seems to be okay, but as the show progresses, you learn about how lonely Naruto actually is and how distant he felt for all his life. So he got stronger as a shinobi, and you know, that grew his friend group, and people started respecting him, people started to acknowledge him.
Because they saved me from myself. They rescued me from my loneliness. They were the first to accept me for who I am. They're my friends.
and he really started like that. But then he felt lonely again as soon as he lost Sasuke and couldn't bring him back to the village as he promised. And he felt really sad and lonely, and Jiraiya tried to convince him to stop looking for him. It's never gonna happen. And he was like, I'm gonna get him back no matter what you say, even if you stop teaching me.
Being smarter means what you say it does. I'll remain a fool my entire life. I'll create some incredible jutsu, and I'll rescue Sasuke no matter what!
But Jiraiya was like, okay, I believe this kid will actually be able to do it. Maybe he'll be different than me. Trains him for 2 years because he doesn't want Akatsuki to come after him, as you guys know. Comes back as a brand new guy in Shippuden, and he's finally grown up. But just as everything's going well, we learn he's starting to grow a little bit of the Nine Tails in him, as you guys can see throughout the duration of the time. But there is one moment in the show that he hits another hardship, and this is a major spoiler if you have not watched this, but he had to be faced with Jiraiya dying. This destroyed him.
I suppose it's about time I put down my pen. The Tale of Naruto Uzumaki.
Because now he felt truly alone and worried that everyone around him will eventually leave. So he enters a state of depression, and it will take him a while to snap out of it. And you just feel bad because you never seen Naruto this down. And this was a real moment in the show that you felt sad as a character, because Jiraiya is one of the best characters in the show. I don't know about you guys, but I love his character. And when it happened, it truly broke me, broke Naruto, and I felt it broke some of the audience mostly. He was able to break out of it because of Iruka, and thank God he was there, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be able to see this awesome pain fight. And thank God that pain fight was top tier, probably the best fight in Naruto in the entire series, besides another fight I'm going to be talking about, besides this other fight that I think is personally honestly the best, and that's Naruto vs Sasuke. When Naruto vs Sasuke happened the first time, I did not expect Sasuke to win. I expected obviously the protagonist to do, so it was kind of a turn of events when that happened. Remember, this is my second anime, so I'm not really trying to predict what the story is. I don't even know how they were gonna step it up, but they stepped it up. Like, it's one of the most amazing ass battles I've seen in all of anime, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat wondering who will win. But of course Naruto will win, since he has his name in the title and not Sasuke, even though Sasuke for a duration of time thought he had his name, and we were like, no bro, it's Naruto. And with the author clearly showed that he's the main character. Naruto as a whole showed me so much that it's kind of hard to describe it all. Like I said, I can't really describe the life lessons it taught me, but I can say this: it was an amazing show, and also gave me a lot of life lessons to learn from, so I appreciate it. What is the next anime I'm going to be talking about? Can you guess? Because I'm going to do a spin the wheel this time, because I want to keep it a little bit spicy. You already know. Which, can I get a drum roll, please? And if you guessed Hunter x Hunter, you would be correct. Well, before I start talking about how it changed me, I just want to clarify something. I want to let you guys know how someone convinced me into watching this show. My friend told me it contains one of the best stories to ever exist, that the characters are one of the best in all of anime, and it contains amazing fights. And of course, anyone that hears this expects it to be one of the best animes they've ever seen. Well, yeah, you would think that. But I thought that shit was mid.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't care. I didn't say it was boring. I didn't say it was good. I just thought it was mid or okay. And I've explained why in the past, so don't be typing some nonsense that I've already said. So go watch my previous video. It's not that long ago. Just go watch it, and you'll understand why I think it's mid. Now, that's out of the way. Hunter x Hunter taught me a lot about friendship and how to tell if one's actually a friend or not. The main relationship that taught me this was obviously Gon and Killua. If you guys thought it was something different, I'm sorry. Their friendship is honestly one of the best I've seen in anime, and it shows just how much a friendship can really help someone get through something extremely difficult and make some of the best moments you will ever have with them, or in general, really. Killua had also become one of my favorite characters because of how much he helped Gon, and he's always with him no matter what decision needs to be made, and sometimes not always right, but he still backs him up because he's a great friend. And this is obviously a fact. Killua was just a badass. That's also why he's one of my favorite characters. But Hunter x Hunter didn't teach me much, but they did teach me how to be a better person and a better friend to someone. The next anime I'm going to be talking about is One Piece. You guys should have already known this was going to be on the list, because One Piece has become a big impact on my life. And no, I'm not just talking about how long it actually took me to catch up to it, obviously, but it did take me quite a bit. One Piece probably has had the biggest impact on me, and I feel I personally learned the best thing from it. The thing I'm talking about is perspective, but what I mean by perspective is that I learned to always look at the other side and why someone is acting a certain way, or why they're getting into an argument, or what their side is. And honestly, I don't usually want to start an argument with them, so I kind of just, because I think it's pointless and it would just cause more problems throughout the time, and I honestly just don't want to do that. But I will stand my ground if push does come to shove, because if I think I'm right, and I think I absolutely am right, I will absolutely say it, and I think my opinion's absolutely better, and trying to convince someone that it's better, even though it's pointless, because trying to convince someone of an opinion that you have that they don't have is honestly never going to work. They will always have the same opinion unless they absolutely see what you're talking about, and you don't lose your fucking mind afterwards. I actually learned this from the villains in the story. Yes, I know that's crazy, learning stuff from villains, but One Piece kind of portrays their backstories as actually something so special, and they give you a sense of like how they can turn actually against people and why they hate them and why they would do certain things to go against people. That's just how powerful One Piece backstories are. The world of One Piece kind of also shows that as well, because the fans all want to see Luffy win and obtain his goal. Even though we see Luffy as the hero of the story, the world doesn't actually see him as that, because Luffy actually is the villain of the story, trying to disrupt the peace and trying to ruin the entire One Piece world. But we still want Luffy to succeed because we've been with him since the first episode, and we want to see this guy finally obtain his dream after 1,000 fucking episodes, because it's absurd. But we encourage a villain throughout the entire story, basically. In reality, he's not actually a villain. One Piece also kind of taught me that I have to get stronger and be the best person you can be, so that people won't have to worry about me, and in which I think that's why I became a YouTuber. So people don't have to worry about anything at the moment. You can just watch someone who will hopefully make them happy and give them a sense of belongingness. If I didn't do that, I'm sorry. But if I did, I greatly appreciate your support. If you're still here, thank you. One Piece has definitely had the biggest impact on me because it showed me how I want to live my life and what I want to do with it, obviously, because I'm a YouTuber. I kind of want to do this for all the rest of my life, if I can get popular enough. And I know that was a bit deep, and I mean deep, like really deep, like big deep, you know?
お前らを超えて海賊王になる男だ
But I'm moving on to the next anime that really helped me with my creativeness, and it couldn't be any other anime besides JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This has helped me so much with my creativeness because it really makes me think outside the box, and it really gives me more ideas and creativeness to know what I want to do with stuff. It really boosts my storytelling. I love storytelling, and that's why I think I love movies, shows, games, and anime so much, because they show me storytelling and I love it. So I'm going to be talking about a genre this time instead of an anime. But can you guess what genre it is? If you can guess, you'll be hopefully 4 for 4 or 3 for 3. I'm not sure. Or if you've gotten it all wrong, I'm sorry, this could be your 1 or your 0. I'm not even sure. But I'm talking about the romance one. Romance animes honestly just put a smile on my face, but quickly that usually changes depending on what the show is. But some of them can keep a smile on my face. Some. Very few. The only thing that romance animes usually do is bring depression. If you guys don't agree with that, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, because this shit is sad. Most of them are sad. And they just bring sadness and depression and loneliness and, you know, the bad stuff. But some of them can actually make you appreciate life a little bit more. And so that's the only thing positive about them, and the fact that it can help you treat a person better, a woman better, give you ideas of what to do, and it's just a nice time. Please do the 3 essentials I have for you guys before you guys head out, and I hope you guys follow them. If you guys don't, then it's gonna make me real sad, and I don't want to be sad because I'm already sad because of romance anime. So please, just do this for me. It would really help me in my channel. Plus, you'll see more of my videos, and why would you not want to see more of my videos? So leave a like and subscribe just so you can see more of them, and to ensure you don't miss the next upload, hit that bell notification so you guys can be ready for the next one or see the next one. And you know, I just want this to be on your YouTube feed and you guys can see this all. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you guys. This video was more personal video for me, and honestly, if you guys felt the same way about the things I said earlier, make sure you guys comment down below them, or even for a different anime that doesn't even have to do with this shit, and what you felt from this, or if you felt different feelings from the animes I've already listed. I would love to hear them in the comments, so just comment down below, and also comment down below something like an anime you guys want me to watch, because I'm going to be like watching it and I'll give you guys a review, or maybe I'll even go watch a random ass anime. That's all I gotta say for this video, and thank you guys so much again for watching this. And this has been Captain Lucagi. I hope you guys continue to watch anime, but watch the good ones, because the bad ones are just bad and nobody wants to watch them.